What's up, guys? Video blog for you, man. In Park City, Utah the other weekend, man. Took a little time off, went up there, went skiing, get some fresh air, kind of get out of the box, you know, and just hear myself think a little bit. Great time in the airport, coming back, delayed from weather, had a big snowstorm that came in. And so I'm sitting there in the airport on my computer for about an hour and a half, whatever, waiting for them to clear the runway and stuff. And as I'm there, I'm watching people. One of my hobbies, guys, is always like people watching. Because in watching them, you can see the way they hold themselves, the way they walk, they carry something, how they dress themselves, the level of which they valued themselves, you can tell. I find it fascinating. And in doing so, I was eavesdropping on a conversation between a father and his son. Son's about 15 years old, who obviously had a very tough weekend skiing. Holds himself to a high standard, really wants to be a skier. Feels like he didn't do so well this weekend. The father's trying to give him encouragement. The son just wondering, you know, am I on the right path? You know, am I doing right? Because my friends are doing better than me, or this or that. You know, he's having a little bit of doubt in himself. Father's trying to be there, says, hey, as long as you love what you're doing, you know, as long as you believe in what you're doing, you're having fun, you know, you're on the right path. The kid wasn't really ready, you know, letting it digest. He was asking the questions, but not really being the listener for him. Put his head down, and obviously the father realized he wasn't connecting, so he goes, hey, why don't we go get a bite to eat before the flight? And so the kid gets up, and in the process of getting up, you know, he had some trash on him or something that fell off his body onto the floor. He saw it drop and kept walking. And I watched him. He went about 5 yards. And this kid pumped the brakes right there. Stopped, turned around. The father was like, where are you going? He went back, picked up that trash, threw it away, and then continued with his father, get that bite to eat. I said, that kid's gonna be all right. That kid's solid, man. He's gonna be fine. And why am I saying that? Such a small little incident, you know. What is it? What's the value of that, right? The value of that is a code of conduct. It's a character. It's a heartbeat of a champion. That everything he does is his name. It means something. He values his namesake as an IPO being sold on the fucking stock market. Small things in life, guys. Most people don't really value them. What are these small things? You wash your car. Spend 3 hours washing your car, you know. Then you put the fucking bucket away and the sponges and the hose and everything else, and you go outside and you look at that car nice and clean, and you notice a spot that wasn't touched, it's overlooked, a deficiency, not quite totally clean. Do you re-grab the bucket and the hose and finish the job right, or you let it go? I'm outside picking up the dog shit from the dogs. Do I search the entire yard, make sure all this shit's picked up? Or do I just kind of pick up, you know, where I'm walking? When I'm dusting the countertops, man, do I actually pick the picture frame up to dust the entire countertop? Or do I just dust around like the fucking picture frame? Small things, no one gives a shit about. No one's ever going to see it, but I see it. Those small things that people really don't give a shit about, I call them momentum builders. That's a differential right there. That's everything. I give so much weight to that little activity of cleaning a countertop and doing it right, or just trying to pass the buck. It holds more value than you think. Because that's a small step of what the big steps become. And if you shortcut the simple, easy ones, how are you ever going to complete from start to finish the ones that really matter? It's a champion's mentality that isn't turned on and off with a fucking light switch, guys. Guys, this doesn't work in life. It's either on or it's off. It doesn't go back and forth. These things I call momentum builders, because imagine like in life, right? When someone dies, they look back at their accomplishments, those big, great, monumental boulders they moved, right? That they're known for. On a daily basis, you can't move that boulder. You can push them all day long, but it's years of training to become a pro athlete. Years of training to win the Olympics that we're going to see this summer. Years of training to become that doctor and the lawyer, to become a great actor. All these great professions that we see at the end state with their hands held raised in the ceremony and the winning the awards. Years in the making, right? Those big boulders are those things that they're remembered for. But every single day, you can't move. You can't create that. How do you create it? It's the small pebbles below the boulder, the foundation of that you can move each day. And you do it right. So you pick the picture frame up and you do it right. Or you don't do it at all. And every single day, you start to move those little tiny pebbles on the foundation of the big boulder. Eventually, enough are moved so that big boulder has a place to move from. And it does fall. And it falls in your honor and your namesake that you did that. At the end of the day, the final hour, when everything's riding at the competition, it's the small things in life that will win that. The inches. Al Pacino has a great quote in Any Given Sunday that life's this game of inches. It says split seconds. From the past being completed or not. The whole opening, the inches to make that happen. Those things that he says they crawl for, they fight for, they die for to win the game is also the difference of living and dying. It's that big. Washing the car and grabbing the buckets and stuff is that big of a deal. Because it says who you are. It says what you value. At those competitions, at the very end state, what really wins it isn't the potential of the person. It's the perseverance, the heartbeat of a person. That heart doesn't stop. The heart doesn't go 9 to 5 and then shut down. It's always beating. Just like a true champion doesn't just exist in the arena, but exists everywhere else too. Those moments and inches that are won at the final hour that make or break a win or a loss aren't discovered there. They're discovered through thousands of hours in the training lab when no one's watching. Do you get up and run at 5 in the morning when it's pouring down rain? Do you look someone in the eye and shake their hand? Or do you look down and give them a dead fish for a hand? They're all the same. Is a person of principle, person of character that values who the fuck they are. And everything they do accordingly. There's no half-ass here, half-ass there, half-ass there, and then when it matters, I'll give it my all. It doesn't work that way. If you half-ass it here and there and there and there, you learn to half-ass it. So when it does matter, you don't know anything else but half-ass. You will never succeed that way. That kid going back and picking up the trash shows that he believes in himself. His name means something. He dropped it, he's responsible for it, and he's going to do the right thing and throw it away. That same philosophy he will have on the slopes. He will have in his dating world when he grows, he starts dating girls. He will have in his business and his family life. They all merge together. It's a three-dimensional world there. If you start shortcutting these things, as if no one's watching, doesn't matter, those are the moments right there that lead to the glory of that big boulder moving, man. I was building this construction here, guys. On the door fronts, everyone sees all this detail, raised panels and everything else. Back of the door, no one sees. As much detail went on the back as the front. Actually, even more so. No one's going to see it though. But I know it's there, so I don't need to see it. If I half-ass and shortcut it, I'm looking at these doors, all I'm thinking about, not how great the front looks, how I shortcut the back. And how I hope no one opens up that back to see who I really am. Bullshit. I'm standing here right now in front of you. Judge me. I'm proud of every inch. I'm proud of every second. Do I have flaws? Yes. Do I work on them once they're identified? Yes. Am I constantly trying to improve the namesake, the IPO value of my name? Yes, I am. The small things mean as much to me as the large things, because those small things add up to be more and more and more. They create the big thing. You know, the big thing isn't just one. It's trained for, it's fought for. In the training, in the gym, you know, in those moments of character testing, of morality, integrity, that everyone seems to fail these days. Who stands up, picks up the trash when no one's looking? Who does that? The same person that's on top of the podium later in life. They go hand in hand. It's a heartbeat, guys, at the end that really wins it. At the toppest level of competition, everyone's got the talent. Everyone's got the perseverance. Everyone has it all. And everyone wants it. But somebody wants it more. Someone's heartbeat is constantly beating for it. Not just when people are watching, not just in training, but when they're sleeping, they're dreaming of it. It's a constant cycle. How do you know when you're on the right path? When the small nuances in life that people don't really value, they consider a nuisance, you consider them as valuable as the big events when everyone is watching. When you perform to a certain level when no one's watching, you build a level of excellence about yourself that stands the test of time. No matter what happens in front of you, you are character true, code of conduct pure. I know who you are because you're the same person. In adversity, in victory, in defeat, you're the same motherfucker. It doesn't get turned off ever. Excellence, I said before, guys, is not an accident in somebody's life. It's a habitual habit that's trained and perfected and then remastered every single day in everything they do. You know you're on the right path when these small things, the momentum builders, hold value to yourself. When you stamp your name on something and it means something, come check it out. I did this. Not hoping someone doesn't see it. The fact you know it exists is enough. I went into the landscaping business in high school. I had a bunch of employees and I hired in my class, and so I dropped one off to cut a lawn with the mower, and I go to another place, drop another one off, and then I go to the third, cut that, then I come back and pick them all up. You know, I come back and they're like, yeah, the grass is cut. But it doesn't look to the standard of which my name of my company should look. What standard is that? The customer standard. When I finish cutting someone's lawn, those grain patterns are going left and right like it's a fucking par 3. They come home and they look at their lawn and a smile comes in their face. That's when I know I've done it right. When the lawn looks that way, the owners are smiling and just loving it, happy, I know that lawn right there is a stamp of approval of who I am, that the other neighbors will see too. And it'll probably promote me to cut their lawn. Everything works. I'm not just looking to get it done to get a paycheck, because that'd be the last paycheck I get from them. I go to a higher standard because it's me fucking doing it. And it's gotta be that way. Not just in cutting the lawn, not just in washing the car, not just in shaking someone's hand, but in all of them added up to the event that day you are victorious. You do it that way, guys. And you value the small entities of life. 3-dimensional. In the arena, in the training, and then in between. You are on the right path. Because excellence is something you strive for. Probably never attainable. But it's a game of golf, guys. You're always trying to beat your last score. You're not worried what the competition score is. If you're worried about that, you lose sight in what you are, what your ability is. And that's something you need everything you have for. When you shortcut something here, the smaller things when no one's watching, part of your soul is left there. At the final hour, you need everything you have to get through it. You can't allow part of yourself to be left behind. thinking of how you shortcutted something in the final hour when you need everything you got, but you're lacking a little bit because no one was watching then. But now everyone is watching and you don't quite have it. In that golf game, it's the 15th hole. You're 10 shots ahead of the competition. That changes your mentality all of a sudden. You might change what you're doing. But if you just play your best and try to beat your last score, then when it's all done with, see what the competition score is. But if you're on the 15th hole and your competition is 10 strokes behind you, and you start lightening it up a little bit, playing it safe and safe and safe and safe, fine. The next time you play, you're on the 15th hole, competition's 2 strokes ahead of you. Wow, well, I had an opportunity there to believe myself before and go for this shot. And if it didn't work out, I would have learned a lot. So now I'm in the same situation. I could apply that, but no, I didn't do it then because I based what I was going for off the competition instead of who the fuck I was. So now I'm looking down on a shot I've never done before. And I really pray it works out well. You can't win that, guys. Eventually it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. It won't. If everything you do, you put your name to the best of who you are. You're not trying to win the title. You're trying to win the legacy. There's a big difference there. The title is just getting a long cut for the fucking paycheck. Probably the last time you cut that long. Just winning the title in a bodybuilding competition. You beg, steal, fucking, murder for it. Do drugs for it. You get the title, yeah, cool. Not good enough, because that title won't get you another title. Because the way you went about it was shortcutted. There's no future in that. When you do it for a legacy, everything you do holds value. There are no shortcuts. You went to every fucking corner, made a left turn or a right turn, and then you went down the next path. Ensured everything in the opportunity was presented. That you got the most out of each situation you could. If you come up short, you know it's not from your lack of effort. You got beat honestly, and that's fine. But you'll never look back on that event and say, fuck. If only I did that. What if I did this? Too fucking late for that. Build a legacy, guys. Don't go after the title. Every single day, the small things in life hold value to. It's you doing them. And you should have value in yourself. When you value your name, your life will be remembered. How do you know you're on the right path? When the small things mean as much as the big things. In lifting, those last couple reps mean as much to you as looking in the mirror and flexing or winning the competition, because you know those small things add up to that. And if you half-ass it here, you can't expect anything but the half-ass fucking accomplishment later. Greg Plitt, thanks for watching. A little bit of vision, mentality, belief, confidence in yourself. The world's your playground. Limitless.